So I'm glad to be on. We're going to get started in a few minutes because tonight, my juicy conversation is about reframing our thoughts. And this is something that I think is just really important for me, as I was thinking about and really praying about, what's that conversation for tonight that's going to help someone. I never want to have a conversation to where it serves no purpose. I don't even like coming on Facebook Live, guys, if it doesn't serve a purpose. Everything I do has to have a purpose to it. You understand what I mean? And so that's how, that's how I like to govern my life, is that what is the purpose to what I'm doing? So we have Miriam coming in from Florida. I think y'all, I may have to take my glasses off if you're seeing a reflection, right? And I'll take it off. Only thing is after I take my glasses off, then y'all, I just can't see to read too good. But anyway, I'm sure you guys, you're very forgiving of that. So I'm glad. So come on in. Let me know how you guys are doing. How are you doing, Sonya? How's everything going? Maddie, how are you doing? Duquesa, how are you doing? Judy, how are you doing? Ashley, how are you doing? Miriam, how are you doing? Let us know. Juliet, how are you doing? Let me know how you're doing. And don't forget, y'all, if you're on Facebook like this, if you're on Facebook and you're loving something, you're agreeing with something, go ahead. Don't leave me out there. Heart me up and let me know that you're around. Let me know that I'm not alone in my thoughts and my feelings, or your sister friend that's on with you, that you're not alone, So, because trust me, I love this space, because if you're going through something, 9 times out of 10, someone else has already experienced it, or they're experiencing it right now, or they will be. So your conversation, it's never just going, just go, let's say on hard ground, let's say, it's always going to help someone. And you may think right now that, that maybe it's not going to help, anyone. You may think that, what you're feeling or what you're experiencing means nothing, but never think that, because it always means something. Yeah. Sonya said she's doing great. Thanks. She said that she's relaxing, and I'm doing great, Sonya. I'll share that with you guys about how I'm doing in a few minutes, but I'm doing wonderful, and thank you so much for asking. And Maddie's saying, I'm doing just a little cooking dinner. Yep. Thanks for asking, Maddie said. Yep. Love to ask. So yeah, Maddie's doing dinner. Yay. Yeah, that sounds good, right? Sounds good. Dinner. And let's see. And then Sonya, thank you for asking about me. I appreciate that, guys. And y'all know that a lot of times I have Valerie that's on here, and she's not on here tonight because she's recuperating as well, but she is doing well. She's doing wonderful. But y'all, send your thoughts to her, send your prayers to her, and continue to keep her in prayer. Judy said that they're doing good. That's good. I know that it just snowed out in New York the other day. Hey, guys, it was snowing here this morning, really early this morning. I don't know, Sonya, I don't know if you saw it, but it was snowing. And then by, before 9 o'clock, I think it all melted, which for me, that's great, because I'm not a snow person. I really love the warmth. But I do, however, like snow on Christmas Day, So, like if it could start snowing at midnight, and then by the 24 hours, and then it melts, I'm great. If it lingers longer than that, I'm like, oh no. Yeah, Judy said that they had a couple of inches. So yeah. So, but I love the snow on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. That's it. So guys, so we're going to get started. It's 8:35 again, giving people time. Hey, Gregory is watching. So come on in. So glad to welcome the men to the group, right? Because listen, guys, we can't live in a world without men. They are added value. And so come on in and let's have that conversation about how we can reframe our thoughts. And when we reframe our thoughts and begin to look at situations differently, how that can change everything really that goes on and happens in our life. And so that's our juicy conversation tonight. But first, let me begin to talk about how I'm doing. I'm doing well. Many of you guys know I was have been down for for 2 weeks. I believe it's 2 weeks now, maybe just a little bit more than 2 weeks, and just have not been feeling well. And I've had people reach out to me and say, "What's going on? Is it COVID? Is it this? Is it that? What is it?" And and the bottom line is, guys, I was ill, right? And just was not feeling good at all. Was in bed, and I don't know about you guys, but when I am not feeling well and I have to stop everything that I'm doing, oh my gosh, I am just not like the easiest person to get along with. I'm just being so transparent. It's like I just become miserable because then I feel as if, I'm just not in control. How many of you are, you're like that when you're not feeling well, you just get really irritable because, you feel as if you're just not in control of what's going on in your life at that time. And so that's how I felt. And so I have my family, my husband, my girls, my sister, who were making sure that, I was well taken care of, giving me chicken noodle soup and giving me just everything to make sure that I just began to feel better. And we had the house sterilized completely. We fogged the entire house, made sure everything is sterilized. We're going to do it again, guys, this week, because the one thing we are is that we are safe. We are safe. We are safe. And so, but sometimes, no matter how safe, no matter what you're doing, sometimes, you just get ill. So every year around this time, I get sick, my allergies. And if any of you that know me, you'll know that last year I was in California and I got ill in California, came back to Delaware. I was still sick. And I think it carried on for just a little bit, and it was rough. And so I said, here it is again. Every year, every year, I try to pump myself up with all, make sure my immune system is up, but it just doesn't matter. It's like, my immune system is saying boom, boom, boom. Sometimes I believe, y'all, that I go so much, and I know this happens to you as well. And if you know that it's happening to you, heart me up, let me know, say Yana, say that's me. But sometimes during the year, we run, we go, no matter what we're doing. You understand what I mean? We've got children or grandchildren, we're running around for our families. We're running around making sure that our homes are healthy and everybody's needs are met. And we're entrepreneurs, or we're parallelpreneurs, or whatever it is that we're doing. We're just always busy. We're busy serving. We're busy in our church, serving in our place of worship, serving in the community. We're always busy. And sometimes what we forget to do is take the time. And although I talk about self-care all the time, and although I do self-care, I think sometimes God says, Esther, that's enough. It's time to shut down. And if I don't shut down, then my body, how many of you have it? To where your body then begins to speak to you, and your body is tired, and your body begins to shut down. And basically, that's kind of like what happened. I was doing well, I'm doing all these different things, and I'm out. And thank you, Duquesa, for Duquesa didn't leave me out there. She says, Yana, thank you so much. Who else didn't leave me out there? I think Judy. Thank you, Judy. Judy says, Yana. Yana means you are not alone. It happens to everyone. It happens to everyone, to where, you're just doing a lot. You're out. You're going through life, right? And so that's what happened. And it just got to where it's like, whoa. So I came in from the office and I just wasn't feeling that great. I came on, it was Monday evening a couple weeks ago. I did my Facebook Live, right? And I was just not feeling great. And right after my live, man, I crawled into that bed, and I did not come out, I think, until the next live, that next Monday night. And so what has happened, however, is that I was able to get so much rest. I mean, I'm so blessed, guys. I'm so blessed because I didn't have to go to the hospital. I wasn't struggling with breathing. You understand what I mean? None of those things. And I was so blessed with that. But what it showed me is that, Esther, you've got to do a better job of taking care of yourself. And so, I was able to get that rest. And like I said, when I'm down like that, I can get pretty irritable because I feel as if I'm not in control of what's happening to me. I don't know about you. One hand up, two hands up. If you're out there, when your life feels like if you're just not in control of it anymore, that's for me that's great. When you go to college, or there's some people, or when you go away to college, they like to drink and they like to do all this kind of stuff. They get drunk. That was never me, guys. Do you know why that was never me? Because I like to be in control. I like to be in control of my actions, my reaction, things that happen to me. And sometimes there's things that I'm not in control of, and I can't stand it. I hate it. And so here I am, I'm in this awesome coaching program. And one of the things that we began to talk about with Sean Smith is reframing your thoughts, reframing how you think and how you feel about a situation, and how just the reframing of that can change your perspective, can change really how you react or what you do. So I want you to think about that for a minute. Thank you, Sonya. Sonya says, Yana. Jalessa says, oh yeah, I think that means yay. Yeah, I'm not alone. I can't be alone because I know many of us, especially women, y'all, come on now. Now, sometimes, if truth be told, we got control issues. We like to control some things. I know that's me. Hey, Donna from Missouri. Hey, Donna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so I had a lot of time to get some rest, and yes, I still, when I was feeling good, I would still show up on phone calls and try to do as much as I could do, but still at the same time, try to really take care of myself and stay quiet and be nurtured, in my whole body. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm talking about this because I began to see the importance of how you look at things, the importance of reframing your thoughts and not allowing, hear what I'm saying, not allowing situations, life circumstances, even other people that may be headed not in the same direction as you, or they may feel as if you're not headed in the right direction. Not allowing those things to stop you, to discourage you, to cause you to second guess and second, so I guess the word is second guess, right? To second guess yourself. And so, hey Tessa, put in there where you're joining us from. So, and so that's what's really important as I began to, just process some things, about how I'm feeling. Guys, communicate with me, talk to me. This is a dialogue. Tell me how you're feeling, especially now it's the holidays. Y'all know we can't get together like we normally would with our families and our friends. And sometimes we're feeling bad because, we can't do that. There's just we feel as if right now there's so much of our life is out of control. There's so much that we don't control. Tessa says, I'm from Utah. How are you? I'm doing good. Tessa, I'm here. Yay. And so, when things feel out of control for you, what is it exactly that you do? And so one of the things that I had to do, because as I'm not feeling well and I realize, oh my God, there's just so many things that I feel as if I don't control one now. And one is my health, that's exactly it, Duquesa. That's why I don't drink. I don't, because people, I like to be in control. Esther's got to be in control at some level. Okay. And so that's the same thing for me as well. So, I began to rethink something. So think about when you get a picture, you take a picture of, you take a family picture, right? Or whatever picture, or let's say you have your certificate of your achievement. And what happens is that you look for that perfect, wonderful frame to put it in, right? Because if you don't put it in the right frame, it can make that picture not look so good. The frame is everything. So you can have this beautiful picture, but you've got to find a beautiful, befitting frame for that picture, right? So when you get a certificate, you find that frame to, to frame that certificate, to make that certificate pop, right? And so when you're taking family pictures or photos of yourself, you're finding that frame that you consider as perfect. It's perfect for you. It's good for you. And you frame that picture to give that picture the look that it wants. And that's what you have to think about when you are reframing a thought process, or when you need to reframe a situation that you may be in or you're seeing, or even reframing a limited belief that you may have about something, someone, or even yourself. And that's kind of like where I am right now. Duquesa says she's missing her family. Yeah, I am as well. And so think about that for a minute, Duquesa, as she's missing her family, or someone would be saying, I'm just tired of being. Listen, y'all, I was tired of being in the house. It's like, oh my God, I haven't been out. And when I do go out, I've got to have on my mask. I've got to do all these different things. Today, guys, this morning, I went to get a COVID testing, and OMG, y'all, I was like, just stressed about it. Let's say I was just, I was annoyed about it, and I thought, I had some, I want to say I had some fear about it. And you have to think, fear of what? So I had to begin to reframe my thoughts just around going and getting the test, because I started thinking, well, I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. I had to actually begin to frame my thoughts, thinking that the test is just a test, and it does not determine who I am. It doesn't determine how I'm going to live. It may have a determination for a very small moment, but I can't be in frame. Like, some people are afraid to go get the COVID tested because they don't know what that result's going to be. I really get that. I get that, but I had to really reframe my thoughts. I have to tell you, we went, my daughter went with me, and I said, listen, I have to pray about this. But I just really got frustrated about it. Reframing your thoughts, reframing how you look at a situation, reframing how you see a situation is so important to your health and well-being. It's so important to how you move forward. It's so important with how you see something and how you feel about something, how you feel about it. Let me see if I could, give you another. Thank you, guys. I see people that are saying, yeah, it's so true. It's so true. I have made a decision that I cannot allow situations and circumstances dictate how I live my life. Right? The one thing I am in control of, I'm in control of Esther, and I'm in control of my thoughts. And so my thought has to be reframed. Right? It has to be reframed. And so I'm going to give you a scripture real quick, right? Where God says, listen, God says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, renewing some things, looking at how you see things. And so sometimes that renewing means I'm going to now reframe, right? I'm going to reframe how I look at an event. I reframe, guys, how I look at, my entire family can't come together. Reframing how, I can't have my big Christmas Eve party like I love to have. Reframing and saying, I can't have my Christmas Eve party, but what I can do is this. Reframing how I look at it. Reframing that during this time, it's time for Esther to rest and to rejuvenate, to get reset. So Duquesa says, knowing empowers you to take action. No, it does. And knowing that now I'm not stuck and I can now reframe my very thoughts. I can reframe how I see a situation. And so that will help me to take action. And it won't paralyze me. It won't stop me. But what it allows me to do is to see things as is. Meaning this, when I say as is, meaning I change, I see it as is. So I see this as black and I can see it as white. But now let me reframe how I see it. And then let me see to where I blend the black and white together. And then I begin to see gray, let's say. This is like just a really simple example, And I don't know about you, but I love the color black and I love the color white. But since I can't have the black and the white, let me see now how I can take what I'm seeing with this and how I can reframe my very thoughts about it to where I can see the grays. And in between the grays that I see the beauty. I see that in that gray, I see that splash of yellow. I see that splash of burgundy. Do you understand? And I totally changed my perspective. I can't get together physically, but I can get together on Zoom. I look at this situation and, I was facing a situation just last week and I thought, this situation is impossible. What am I going to do? And I began to reframe my very thoughts about it. And I began to speak the very opposite of what I saw it. And then when I begin to speak the opposite of what I saw that because I changed my thought patterns on it, because I changed what I spoke about it, that I saw to where that situation began to change. But it did not begin to change until I began to change how I saw it. I began to say, okay, well, this isn't so bad. This is what we can do here, And so because I was able to reframe that, right, then I was able to speak to the other person and say, this is what you need to do in this. This is how you can work through this. Why? Because I was able to reframe it. Hey, Delcy, how are you? Judy says we have a choice to look at things differently. We all have a choice. And one of the things that we all have to remember is that we can choose. And so part of the thing I wanted to, my juicy conversation tonight is that even in these times that are very testing and you turn on the news and that's all you're hearing about is, I'd like to say just, what's happening that's negative and what's going on in the world. And I don't know about you, but I'm getting my ear full of it to where it's like, okay, I already know. Right? Hey, Kiki. So, but here is this. How can you just reframe your thoughts? How can you reframe how you see a situation? How can you do it? What else could that situation mean for you? That's the first thing you can ask yourself. Yeah. Change your perspective to change your thought. That's exactly it. Change your perspective to change your thoughts. So you can ask yourself y'all write this in chat. One question you can ask is, what does this situation mean for you? If you're facing a situation, whether it's COVID, like I was facing, whether it's financial, whether it's, emotional, physical, whatever it is, the first question I want you to ask yourself so you can begin to reframe your very thought. This is so simple, is ask yourself, what could this mean for me? What else could this mean? What else? Tessa said, what does this situation mean for me? Exactly. Thank you, Tessa, for writing it. What does this situation mean for me? What does it mean? For me, when I was at home and I'm in bed. I'm up now. I'm not out of the house. I'm waiting for my test results, but I'm up, but I'm moving, I'm laughing. What does the situation mean for me? So one thing I began to look at is, what does this mean for me? Shoot, what this meant for me is I get to get some much needed rest, right? And I got to sit and laugh some more. Listen, I have to tell you, and I posted it on Facebook. I think it was last night, or the night before last. What does this situation mean when we're all in the house, right? My sister began to cook. She began to make all of the really good things that we have in Guyana for Christmas time. She began to make that. And then the girls began to help her. And then they got a microphone. Well, if you look on Facebook, it's not really a mic. They got two flashlights. And this sounds so silly, but guys, it just brought so much joy just to watch it. Two flashlights. They put a napkin over it. They turned on one of Kirk Franklin's Christmas CDs, and they had a whole concert. And they were singing and dancing and laughing. What else can you do? So number one, what else could this mean for you? And so what they decided to do is make the difference. They changed the whole, we're indoors, we can't go out, people can't come over. We just got to look at each other's faces, and they began to sing and dance. Totally changed the feel of the room. Totally change how we're all looking at things. And I have to tell y'all, I'll be honest, we weren't that depressed that much in the first place, but still after a while, you're like, okay, what's next? Totally changed it. What else could you do to change it? We began to look at Christmas movies together. We began to laugh, And so, Duquesa says, yummy. And then Duquesa says, I saw them, LOL. Yeah, that's why I posted it. Because it's just sometimes, y'all, you just got to laugh. You just got to laugh and reframe. If you're a person that's saying, well, I don't laugh a lot, change that. Reframe your very thought about and say, I laugh a lot. And then just begin to laugh. You know what I mean? And so then number two is, what's good about this, right? What's good? So what's good about being in quarantine? What's good about not being able to spend all the time with your family like you would like to? What's good about it? And so I want you to answer that. And for some of you, even right now, type in chat, whatever situation that you're looking at right now, what's good about it? Begin to look at it and see, reframe it. What's good about what I'm saying? What's good? What's good about that? What's good is that you get to spend that quality time. You get to be very present. The first person you get to be very present with is you. What's good about it? What's good about it is that I get to spend maybe additional time with God. What else is good about it? What's good is that I get to sit and I get to look at some really good movies that I haven't seen in a while. Donna says that laugh is a good medicine. Yes, it is. Laughing is so good. It's so good. It's so good. And some people think, well, that's just being silly. Be silly. Get up, dance around, turn on some music, dance around your house. You know what I mean? Be silly, right? Put on some hair, get some different color hair, and just be happy. Dye your hair. But what I'm trying to get you to see in all of it, change, reframe how you're thinking as you're going through the holidays. Don't let anything stop you from enjoying yourself this Christmas season. As I put on there, don't let the COVID Grinch get you. Don't let him get you. You enjoy it. Don't let the naysayers and the Debbie Doubters and people who want to be humdrum, don't let them affect you. Just reach out to them, love on them, and say, hey, God bless you. Hope you have a holiday, and then have a happy holidays and whatever. If they want to stay in that rut, you may just have to leave them there. But you don't stay there. You begin to reframe your thoughts. You begin to say, what else could this mean for me? What else could this mean for me? What else? What else? Just keep asking yourself, what else could this mean? And just keep writing it down. What else could this mean? Sonya says, I'm finding happiness in the little things and maintaining my joy. That's right. What else could this mean? Reframe it. And then number 2, again, what's good about this? What's good about what I'm experiencing right now? Whatever it is that you're in right now. What's good about me working from home right now? What's good? What's good? What's good? Someone could be laying in the hospital, and they and begin, what's good? What's good about my loved one being in the hospital right now? Find it. If you look, you will find the good, and you will begin to reframe your thoughts. What's the next thing that I can do? What action can I take? And by the way, y'all, if you're thinking there's absolutely no action that you can take right now, to reframe your thought, or as you reframe your thought, that action I could do to keep moving forward, then the one thing you can always do is pray. Talk to God. Talk to God. He's always there. He's always listening. He wants to hear what you have to say. Even if you say, God, I just really don't like this right now. When I got sick and I began to not feel well, I was like, God, I was kind of a little bit perturbed. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm not, I know I get sick. I know that this happens to me around this time every year. I thought I was taking the right steps to make sure it wouldn't happen this time, God, so what's up with that? You know what I mean? I did. I had that real conversation, y'all, that real conversation. And then I began to reframe my thoughts. And then I had people around me, like Tessa and different ones, come to help me reframe my thought and help me think, okay, yeah, let me think this through for a minute here. Let me change my perspective, right? And let me just sit and just get better. Feed my soul and feed my mind, and feed my body healthy things. Yeah. And so tonight, as we, it's a little bit after 9, I'm going to let you go. I just want to encourage you that as you're going through, we're in Christmas week, and some of us, whether you celebrate Christmas, and yeah, I'm doing great, Donna. I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. As we're celebrating this week, as whether you celebrate Christmas or you celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or you just have the holidays, make sure that you're present. Make sure that you're enjoying it, and make sure that you spend this week and this time and ask yourself those simple questions. This is just very basic, guys. This isn't even going deep, okay? To where you can begin to reframe, because some of us have already gone through so much in 2020, deaths of loved ones. And I don't want to harp on that because we already know it's there. And so we're going to have, some ups. Some days could be really great and some days could not be so great. But one of the things, guys, that I do, especially now, is that when I feel as if my day's not going so great, or I'm beginning to feel a little sad, maybe a little bit emotional, I begin to reframe my very thought. And I begin to see, how can I look at this situation differently? And what does this mean for me? How can I look at it differently? And what does it mean for me? And then what action can I do? What's that action I could take? The very simple action to secure, to help me to continue moving this way, moving up. So thank you, Donna. Donna says, Merry Christmas to me and my family. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you. I pray that you have a wonderful week. I pray that you enjoy it. I pray that you remember the reason why we're celebrating, the reason why we have this holiday season, and whatever that reason is for you, that you embrace it. You embrace it. So enjoy it. Eat some good food. If you're on a diet, gosh, on Christmas Day, give it up, So, and, you could, it's kind of like, just enjoy yourself. Eat, because January is coming and you could jump back on the healthy track. You know what I mean? But just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. Relax. Take this time to be present. Look, and I want you, as we're beginning to look into 2021, begin to look at what is it that was great in 2020. What is it that's great in 2020? Because 2021 is going to be better, way better than 2020. So begin to look at that. And I'm not going to talk about my retreat tonight because y'all already know about it. Go online, you'll see my retreat information. And someone said, to me, are you still having the retreat? Yeah, because God hasn't told me not to have it. So I'm still having the retreat. Hey, Danielle, I'm still going to have the retreat. It is still going to be there. I have a special going on that if you register, that you get an extra night free, which is coming in one night free. So, it's going to be powerful. Is it COVID friendly? It is 100% COVID safe, healthy, and friendly. You will have to have a negative COVID testing. We are all social distancing. We're wearing our masks. There are private rooms. We have the entire facility to ourselves so that we will not be around other people. And there's so many other things going on with it. And so I will be sending out more information on it. I just want you to get registered and don't listen. Don't stop living. Be wise. Be wise, but don't stop living. So Tessa said, I met my coaching family. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Donna said, what is it about your grandkids? Donna, do the whole sentence. I just see my grandkids, but I don't see what else you were saying, right? So, yeah, guys, and let's see. So make sure. So yes, I'm feeling much better. Today's a good day. Today's an excellent day. Despite me going to get my COVID-19 in the morning, I was like, ah! But then I began to do some reframing work and reframing my thought. And I began to pray. Like, okay? So yeah, I don't listen, y'all. I don't do anything without praying anyway. So no, if you don't know anything else about me, I don't make any move. I don't do anything without praying. Be rest assured that I pray about everything I do. So anyway, I love you guys. Give my love to your grandkids too, Donna, to Mason and why can I remember the other Mason, and I could blame it on loss of memory. No. Yeah, CJ, yeah, CJ. So love you guys. Take care. Juliet is saying Merry Christmas to all. Enjoy. Reach out. Don't forget, call that loved one. Call somebody who may be lonely and just let them know that you're thinking about them. They're in your thoughts. They're in your prayers, and make sure that, promise me, y'all, that you're going to dance this week. You're going to do some dancing, right? You're going to do some, whatever it is that you do some karaoke, right? And post it on Facebook where we can see it. Post it on there so we can see you guys celebrating. We can see you reframing your thoughts and how you think about things and how you look at every situation that you're facing, right? And I will see you next Monday evening. If you haven't registered, you have questions about the retreat, please reach out. I am ready to answer them. I can't wait to see you. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. All right? Oh, yeah. Do some dancing. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. I'll be posting when I'm dancing, okay? I got to make sure I get a couple of my steps together. Okay? I'm going to make sure I get it. Or I'll post the others dancing. Take care. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Danielle. Bye-bye.